If by chance you walk into your backyard and all of a sudden you start getting this certain smell and you're thinking, why do I want a salad right now? Could be because you're smelling cucumber, and if you smell cucumber, evidently the smell of cucumber alone could mean that it's a rattlesnake. Never heard of this in my life.
A copperhead. Somebody posted this the other day. If you smell cucumber, it means there's a copperhead.
So you know what Liz did over the weekend?
Yeah, I did. We were working in the yard. We were working out by the pool, and I'm like...
She's trying to sniff out cucumbers.
Oh, snakes freak me out so much.
Well, her family lives out. I mean, you live out, I don't want to say in the boonies, but...
Oh, yeah.
You've got...
It's the boonies.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she lives in the boonies.
Yeah, and we've had 2 dogs that were bitten by copperheads.
So now she's sniffing for cucumber.
Well, yeah, I have 2 babies at home.
What was this, a Facebook post or something?
Yes.
So how true is this?
That's the thing. I'm like, is this for real? Like, okay, so then let's say there's a water moccasin. Am I then smelling for carrots? Like
Carrots?
I'm just saying. If copperheads smell like
Smelling
cucumbers,
for carrots.
does each snake have its
Listen,
own garden vegetable?
the person you want to call is Scott if there's ever a copperhead around.
Okay, what happened?
I took one out. Yeah, my daughter, it's about several years ago. My daughter was about 12. We lived in a house surrounded by woods and trees and whatnot. And she said there's a snake under a bush by our kitchen door. And I looked and could not find it. And then I saw it. It turned out to be a copperhead in full camo mode under a bush. So I just got a shovel and
Relocated it.
that's right.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Had to stop him short. Relocated it.
Oh, my. Was it a baby or a mama?
But I think it was a baby, but I did not remember smelling cucumbers.
No, probably not
no
at that
tossed
moment.
salad.
Yeah.
No ranch.
Exactly. Jake has a similar story, believe it or not. Our producer, Jake.
All right, so this happened years ago, but one time my mom was doing yard work, and she was moving some leaves. Well, some of those leaves started to move, and so she ran to get our neighbor, who is real country. And so he came and assessed the situation, quickly got the snake out of its life, and my mom was like, oh my gosh, thank you, the snake is gone. And our neighbor was like, I think it's a female, and I think she just had babies.
Oh, well, that's reassuring. Ken is here at 800-447-7234. Hey, Ken.
Up north, when I was living up in Iowa, I was out in the shop with my dad, and my brother was there up in the yard with all the nieces and nephews, and they were little. He hollered at me and said there was a snake in the yard. Said, what was it? And he said, I think it's a garter snake. He said it went in a peony bush. So I got down on my hands and knees and was separating the peonies, and all of a sudden this 5-foot bull snake popped its head up about 2 inches from my face with his mouth wide open. And let me tell you, it wasn't cucumbers that I smelled.
Pick the wrong day not to wear the Depends.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
What's that momism or dadism or grandpaism in your family? Use the His Radio open mic, which is on the My HISRadio app. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, His Radio.
I don't like that. That's what my kids always say. I say, I don't like that.
For
and I
real?
move my finger back and forth. If they do or say or watch or listen to anything I'm not a fan of, and I don't think they should be listening, watching, reading, whatever, then I put up my first finger, my index finger, and I say, I don't like that.
Do you know you're even doing it?
Usually in the middle of it, then I'm like, oh, this is funny because I do. And I now do it to Jake sometimes. Like just cutting up.
Jake's
you know?
our producer,
Yes.
which is about at the age of his oldest son.
Yeah, but I'm cutting up with him. Like he'll say, this movie's coming out or whatever, and I'm like, I don't like that because I'm so sheltered. I shelter myself when it comes to certain things.
Oh, yeah, you have to. I mean, Liz will watch only the TV edited version of these shows.
Well, and if I do run across that, because I watched a movie over the weekend, and I was like, no.
I had
Because,
no idea.
well,
I don't like that with the finger up.
I don't like that.
Scott, I think, has an uncle that has a dadism.
Yeah, it started out as an uncleism. My Uncle Carl used to tell me all the time when I was a kid, be sanitary. Now, be sanitary. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? Make sure I'm clean. And I think it has a lot of different meanings. Obviously, don't walk around stinking or anything, but also maybe staying out of trouble, things like that. So now he told me that, and now I'm telling my kids that.
Oh,
be
that's
sanitary.
So that goes from anywhere from wash your hands after you go potty to if you go out with your friends, be sanitary, like be clean.
Yeah. So many different meanings you can do for this.
I can see
That's
that.
interesting.
But what an interesting way to put it. Be sanitary.
Be sanitary.
But that's only him. You're not going to hear just the regular guy on the street saying something like that. But Uncle Carl, he's got it.
We're getting a lot of open mics in from the My His Radio app. It is Rob and Lizz in the morning here on His Radio. So let's check in with one of the open mics right now. This is through the My His Radio app at hisradio.com.
So the one thing that I find myself doing that my mother did and my father did, saying, you're old enough for your wants not to hurt you. That just drives me insane that I say it, don't even think about it, and I say it to my children. Yeah.
Isn't that wild that all of a sudden it becomes a part of your vernacular?
That happens.
And you're saying it?
But it is a little frightening when it first happens. Well, Christine texted. She said, my grandma always used to tell us, do the best you can or you're only cheating yourself.
Those are some wise words.
I like
right
that, Grandma.
there, right?
G-Ma got it.
Some more isms. Here's another open mic through the My His Radio app.
I was born and raised in West Virginia, so I don't know if this ism is from there. When you would get in someone's business, I would say, quit being nibby. And I still say that to my boys when they were younger. If they would be getting in each other's business, I'd say, being so nibby.
I know what that means.
You do?
I know exactly what that means.
I've never heard of that.
What does a dog do at your heels?
Nips at your heels?
Quit being nippy.
Okay.
See?
See, I would have thought it would have been being sarcastic or something like that, but getting in your business.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I was just thinking the other day, His Radio has had the opportunity to share music and love of Jesus with you for over 40 years now. And I was thinking when His Radio first signed on the air and how the people back then gave gifts of support to reach you in the here and now. And that's amazing to me as a listener-supported radio station. And I'm just so grateful for every person in the past who has given to His Radio so that we can be here now for you.
Yeah. And that's so true. I even think about now, I pray for the future spouses of my kids. And so I'm thinking, wow, I can also invest in a ministry like His Radio so that their children are reached through this music, so it's sort of layered in their lives. Not only are their parents going to teach them about Jesus, but they're also going to hear it through the music and the word on His Radio. And you have the opportunity to do that, to reach future generations or even somebody in the here and now.
So if you would you pray for His Radio? Because coming up a month from now, on April 23rd, we begin a week of Friendraiser, 4 days asking people to support just like you. That starts April 23rd, so pray for that day. And also pray for a running start for that day because, man, you've been driving by the gas station and seen the prices, right? So thank you so much for praying because I really believe God is going to do something big. People are so hungering and thirsting for what God has for their lives. And more people are surrendering to Him. And they're finding about hope of Christ by tuning into a radio station. That amazes me. So go ahead and start today before that month gets here when April 23rd starts for the first day of Friendraiser by giving your running start gift right now.
Yeah, right. You can text the word give to 800-447-7234. You can also go online to hisradio.com or give inside the My His Radio app.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Such good news. I mean, we're just so slap happy because Ninja, our producer, finally got the craving that she was hopeful for. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, His Radio. What was the big crave? Because she's pregnant, by the way.
Yes.
It was hot fudge sundaes from McDonald's. It had to be from McDonald's.
And I like it. It was like 3 months or something that you were. Okay, so one time they didn't have the hot fudge.
Yeah, they were out of hot fudge.
And then another time
They were out of ice cream, and then I was scared to go through the drive-thru because, that's all I wanted. But if you go there and they're like, oh, we don't have this, you still feel like you have to get something because you're in the
turn down.
drive-thru.
right?
So how'd you get it?
Last night, Dusty went
All
and
right.
and got it. I was like, "Can you go see?"
Yeah,
They had
see,
it.
that's a sign of a good husband and good dad.
But I got to tell you, 3 months waiting for a craving girl. It's
I
a wonder you
know,
didn't come
right?
unglued.
So good.
You know, right? When the ice cream was not available, was it because the machine was broke?
I don't think they said. They were just like, "We can't do that right now."
You know, there's that legend of the ice cream machine at Mickey D's never working.
It's not a
I've
legend.
never experienced it.
Oh, I have.
Seriously, I've never experienced. Scott says he's experienced it once.
Yeah, and then another time recently, I tried to go get a Shamrock Shake, and they said, "Sorry, the ice cream machine's down."
Really? I've
Yeah.
never in my life. I don't believe it because it never happens to me.
No, okay. We went over the weekend. Joey wanted an ice cream, and it was fine. But I have been multiple times. Oh, the ice cream machine's down, and you've been waiting for 15 minutes behind somebody.
No, is it down because it's broke or is it down because they're at ice cream?
Well, I don't know because they just say it's down.
That's the big thing.
Or we're
so
not
here's
serving.
something that I heard. I heard that some government office is getting involved in this whole ice cream thing. Evidently, if I'm reading correctly, if I'm reading this right, because it's a lot of legal stuff that I'm reading, I'm like, I don't understand all these legal things.
Yeah.
Because it's so written in a certain
Legalese.
way. But it appears to me, if I'm reading this right, that when it comes to McDonald's, it's somebody who works for McDonald's, a mechanic, I guess you would call them, that would come and fix the machine, not like an outside source. And so now they're like trying to get it so that a contractor can come and fix the machine.
Okay,
not
that makes
just the
sense.
official person at McDonald's.
Well, and
If I'm reading it right, I could be completely wrong.
Well, I see where they're coming from if they want a McDonald's employee to fix it because it's, probably trademarked. Like they don't want anybody to know how they make the ice cream and
Trademark the
all that
McDonald's
stuff.
ice cream machine.
I don't know the patent on the recipe.
Well, that's the recipe.
Yeah.
Not the machine.
Right, but maybe there's some insider information that it goes to a certain degree. I don't know. I'm just trying. I'm spitballing here.
What are your thoughts, Scott?
I heard an idea that they should fly a flag outside the McDonald's if the ice cream machine is down.
Like the
They need to
Krispy
fly-
Kreme hot and fresh.
Right. And if the sign
so that
ain't
people
on,
don't have to go through the drive-through or go in and then get dealt that devastating news that the ice cream machine's down.
Great idea.
But I think a lot of people, I feel like, would be like Ninja, where you get in the drive-through and they say it's down, and you're like, okay, well, I'll take a cheeseburger.
True.
The whole ice cream machine thing, sometimes on Sundays they do clean them. And if the right person does not clean them, it can cause it to go out like into a heat mode. So you have to wait forever. So it might be a reason especially on Sundays, don't get ice cream at McDonald's.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's good to know before you go on Sunday.
Because it's like if that's the only day you really go to get ice cream at Mickey D's, and if that's the day they clean them, that would make sense that it feels like they are always down.
That is true. That's a good perspective. Mike texted. He said, okay, instead of Krispy Kreme's hot and now, the McDonald's sign would say down and out. When they don't have any, when it's not working. Okay, Carrie, here's what she said, because Ninja, morning show producer Ninja, who is also pregnant, also craving, wanted a hot fudge sundae from McDonald's for like 3 months.
Finally got one.
Right, finally got one last night. Here's what Carrie said, if Ninja goes through the drive-through and they don't have it, just drive off. She said, go Ninja, go. She would make a statement that they would make more money if they kept the machine
Peel
up and
out some
running.
rubber, make it burn.
Yeah, and don't go on Sunday.
Right? Okay, Jennifer's here at 800-447-7234.
Hey, I heard, I don't know if this is something that my mom just told me to shut me up. I heard that the ice cream machine, when they have to clean it, they will just say, oh, it's down, it's out of commission. We can't serve ice cream when they're cleaning it.
Makes sense.
How often they cleaning that thing then?
They be cleaning it a lot. It'd be clean ice cream.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
If you ever want to experience Mama Liz excited, you're going to see that now. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio.
Yeah, the Great British Baking Show, one of my favorite shows to watch, is coming back to America. It's the Great American Baking Show, and they are looking for contestants. I would love to be on this show, but I'm not good enough.
No, come on. Listen.
No.
So, what is this? So Liz made, it's my birthday today. So she made is this a quiche?
No, well, it's a breakfast casserole.
Okay, so she made a breakfast casserole, and she when she was upside down, she made a pineapple cake.
No, it's an ooey gooey. pineapple cake.
Why did I think it was upside down?
Well, I mean, it tastes almost the same way, but
And let me tell you, I took a bite. First, I thought it was quiche. I'm colorblind. And I took a bite, and it was the pineapple ooey gooey thing. It's amazing. Come on, you would jam at this show.
I wouldn't, because you have to. One of the requirements for this show, by the way, deadline is April 15th, so you got to get this thing.
She's got 2 weeks.
Well, it's a long application process. I was like, oh my goodness, you need to know the name of my first cat? Okay. But they need you to make laminated dough, and I've not done that. So I've just not.
I have no idea what that is.
So laminated dough is like, I'm trying to think of something like a Napoleon, or, that you might make a pastry. And so it's a layering with butter and the dough, and it's a long process, and I don't have the patience.
Well, okay, big question is, if Liz got on the show, would you have to go to the UK?
No, this one's in America. So this is but I think it's in New York, maybe? So you do have to go there for however long it takes them. And I think they do it over maybe 2 weeks, and they just shoot each episode, boom, 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 like that.
And then you have to be quiet.
Yeah.
And not say a word.
For 6 months or however long it is while they edit.
So if by chance Liz is gone for 2 weeks.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Turns out the opening ceremony of the Summer Olympics, because it's in Paris, is not going to be in a stadium. They're going to do it in the river. The the Seine River.
Yes, the Seine River. And that starts on July 26th. That's when the opening ceremonies
Right
is
after the
be.
Tour de France.
Is it really?
It's going to be a busy place around there, yeah.
I would not schedule my vacation for that time.
I would. That's exciting.
Well, exciting, but I feel like the prices are going to be astronomical.
Oh, of course they are.
Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely.
And maybe a person or two, on your hop-on, hop-off bus.
The Tour de France ends in Paris, and then a couple of days later, it's going to be, boom, the Olympics starts. So they will literally have the opening ceremony on the river, which is really cool. So it's going to be like a parade of boats that are going to be going by.
And like normally, if you're in a stadium, the Olympians, the different countries are announced, and then the Olympians walk in. They're all going to be on boats, which is different and very cool.
I have no idea what time of day it is, but I do know that they're going to have it streaming live in theaters. So you can go to the movie theater and watch the opening ceremony of the Summer Olympics.
Okay, so it might work, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Paris is like 6 hours ahead.
12.
12?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's about 12 hours ahead.
Oh, my God.
I only know that because I was there a couple of years ago.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so my next thing, are we going to have to pay to go see it in an IMAX theater?
Of course.
Okay, no, I'm out.
She's staying home. And I think it's more like 9 hours.
Wow.
Difference, but still, it's a lot of hours.
It is a lot of hours, but it might work. If the opening ceremonies in Paris are at, 8 o'clock at night or something, you can see it midday or something. So
yeah, theater with popcorn.
But I ain't paying for it.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
They're talking about putting a railway on the moon. A railroad system on the moon.
Okay.
I know, it sounds so crazy. So they're hopeful that there could be colonies on the moon in a decade, in about 2035. And to transport people back and forth, they're thinking a railway system. They're literally going to talk about it next month at some convention or meeting that they're going to have for this whole lunar project that they've been talking about. It's really wild.
It is wild. I'm just thinking of gravity, like how they're going to overcome keeping the train and the track, on the moon.
So I see in Liz's mind that the tracks are going to float up in the air.
That's the way I'm like.
And the train's going to float over to Mars.
Like the Macy's
or
Day Parade
something
with
like
the
that,
strings,
right?
the ropes.
No, and they're going to transport humans back and forth to different places and supplies to different areas that they'll have. So they'll use, I don't think it's going to look like the traditional railroad system. In America. Not no steam engine.
No.
Or anything like that.
So I've read a book called Artemis, and it's by a guy named Andy Weir, and it's about colonizing Mars.
Wasn't that a movie?
No, that was The Martian.
Oh,
Same guy wrote it.
Okay.
But, just hearing how they plan on doing things like this, because he's got some, insider information kind of stuff, it's kind of wild.
So Bezos and Elon Musk are both behind this thing.
Well, it's going to take some money.
Yeah, Blue Origin and SpaceX, so they'll get people there and all that stuff. So just think about the construction contract.
Right? We don't
You
even
got to go and build the thing first.
we don't even have homes and playgrounds for people yet. We're going to have a train system.